I thought that was a pretty good effort on our part. We knew we were going to see 40 minutes of pressure, full court pressure, and it was important for us to handle. We got off to a good start. We played with the lead for a change, and had to overcome. DJ's been a really solid player for us, and he got a high ankle sprain, so we're just Tony's down, Jazz is down, DJ's down, Jeff's down, Carl's down. So, but it's really proud of those guys that. And Bamba, who didn't play the first 15 minutes of the game, came in there and really gave us a big lift. And it's nice to see when guys that work that hard to get themselves and take advantage of our opportunity.
We'll open it up to questions. First will be Ryan Root. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how does it feel to finally have a first half lead going into the second half and hanging on to that lead throughout the rest of the game?
That was a mini goal for us to have the lead at half, or at least tied. I said tied would be an uptick, so it felt good. I just felt like like you said, the first 2 games of the year are always going to be tough, and that's why we like to do inter-squad scrimmages. Just getting, everyone has to do it, but it always seems to take me a little longer to whittle our down, like who's playing, how we're playing, and it's tough when you add 7 new guys, and we're still not formed, but we're closer. We're closer. Like Noah's really kind of stepped up, and a guy that we can lean on with his ball handling, his defense. He's being really efficient offensively. That'll take some of the pressure off. I think it took a lot of heat off Isaac today. So it was nice to have a lead. Roundabout way of saying it.
This may have been the most intense team you guys have faced so far this season, just in terms of the reactions on the bench and their very vocal team. How did it feel to face such an energetic team like this on both sides of the ball?
I didn't notice that much. A little bit when they're I think any pressing team actually played on a pressing team growing up, and I think that is a big part of your mojo is to the enthusiasm, and you get big runs, and the idea is to try to break the other team mentally, which they did. They're going to be relentless on the backboard. They're going to be relentless on full court pressure, and they're hoping you make other mistakes, take quick shots, kick the ball out of bounds. We did our fair share, but at the end of the day, we hung under our guts.
We saw those backup guards for this team come in and make an impact. TJ obviously had a breakout game, and Ryan leading the team in assists. How does it feel to have some extra production from that guard position tonight?
It felt good. I mean, we giggle. I'm going to call a timeout if Rapp scores this year. We're just going to celebrate. It's kind of funny. He, as a freshman, he helped us beat UCLA. Came in and gave us 2 big buckets, and he's going to come out of it. He'll be fine. But he's guarding. He gives us another ball handler, and it's just helping us there. And Miles, he struggled a little defensively, but even him, he was against him. He made some good plays, helped us on the ball and getting the ball in bounds. We struggled. We turned over 2 times getting it in on, I think, end line out of bounds or something. I'm so mad. Yeah, we did actually. Now I remember. But that's good. We're a little depth. They're a little different because they're going to make you play a lot of guards. And TJ, his ball handling needs to improve, and his defense needs to improve, and it will. And maybe he can slide back there and help us too.
Great, thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Colton Clark, go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh. So are you impressed with Portland State, considering that I think I heard some announcers say they've only had 11 practices this year?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I worry about us. You get caught up in that stuff, and your expectation is going to be wrong. I just think, I don't know. I mean, some people practice a lot, some haven't. We did more than others, but we're work in progress. I'm worried about us, and I knew what they did. They did 2 things really well that this part of staples of their program that we had to deal with, and it was their offensive rebounding and their pressure.
Would you gauge this game as probably your guys' most efficient offensive game overall?
It felt like our best played game to me. Just felt like we had a better understanding whoever had the ball had better understanding where the other 4 guys were, what we were doing. And that was helpful. I just thought we we're better that way. Still got room to grow for sure, but it was just like Vova was good tonight. He'd been tentative. We're kind of counting on him to start this year, and FA had been such a presence, and he's been able to pick up the slack. So we're settling in.
How big is just patience in this whole thing? It seemed like, there's just more waiting for stuff to develop, or like being patient to get past the press today. Was that, kind of an uptick in patience tonight?
Amen. I think we're definitely developed that today. We had to against them. Like I said, we could have felt good about ourselves and tried to run up and down with them, and we might have won at home. You might have won 95-85. But there's your best chance of getting beat at home by them is running with them. That's what they do every day. That's what they do. And we could have, had maybe a few more guys scoring and giving up tempo, but that's playing to their. I don't think that's our strength. They're just quicker than us too right now with our injuries. But we were more patient. We were more deliberate. We spread them out. We made them guard us in the half court a little bit better than we have been. So that was, I said, that's growth.
And in terms of the lineups that you guys fielded today, was there anything different that you sent out there that maybe a 5 guys that you hadn't played all together before? Was there any tinkering there?
Oh, absolutely. When DJ went down, it kind of I said, well, at least we can play our guards. I think we can keep them in front of us defensively, and we should be able to handle the ball. Knew it'd be harder for us to rebound probably just because they're good at it, and we'll have some guys out there that aren't used to blocking out all the time. But we did. One time I looked out there, I said, well, oops, we got 4 guards in Vova. I think we had Miles, Ryan, Isaac, and Noah, and Vova, and I think we played pretty well. I think that was good for press break. And then even Bamba was in there. He was kind of as a 4th guard as well in a couple of lineups. So I think there's more to be expected against them than moving forward, I would think. But I thought we had a bunch of power forwards, or there's a lot of them are hurt though.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Theo Lawson, go ahead.
Hey, Kyle. Why do you think offense is coming so much easier for Noah Williams this year? Is it more of the freshman to sophomore transition that players tend to make, or maybe just having more opportunities without CJ there this year?
I think there's about 3 things that you factor in. You got there's a experience of freshman and sophomore year. Playing 20 minutes a game is worth its weight in gold, and I think that's where about Noah was. Like I said, CJ, he's a believer. He thinks that, and then he worked at it. He put the time into. He shoots the ball better. He worked at it, and Noah's the 2-sport athlete. I don't know. He might have ran track too. I'm sure they tried to get him running track, but he hasn't been a full-time basketball player ever. This really, I think, first time in his life where he's dedicated himself to basketball. And that's why I like the football guys, because I've had to coach a few of them that they make even a bigger jump from freshman to sophomore year when they're like, and he's definitely the guy that in the summer, he's probably waiting for football or whatever. He might play, but in football will take you out of it for 3 months. So I just think that work, his belief, his confidence, I just like the way he's playing. So hopefully he keeps going that direction.
Are you still a little reluctant to play Deshaun Jackson and Carlos Rosario a little bit more? I know we haven't seen Carlos yet. Are those guys both battling some health stuff still?
No, Deshaun's available, and Carlos is I could probably play him, but he just finally, I'd say he's like practicing full time, just kind of clearly. And I thought that pressing game might have put him in a bad spot. And I think more with, I think Portland State just being so small or thinking we had to play small to handle their stuff. And there will be situations we're working on where we'll need FA to play the 4 against bigger teams. And I think we really get good defensively against some of those teams. It makes really hard. And then Vova and Deshaun at the 5. So hopefully he's had a great attitude. And he's done nothing wrong, and neither is Brant. And I think they're both good players. And right now we've just had a rash injuries on the perimeter, and you need ball handling, play those bigs too. So some will have. I hate to be tinkering, but we'll have to be tinkering. There's not much of an option.
Anything else for Coach? Ryan Root, go ahead.
Just curious, Coach, did you manage to watch LB get some minutes in for Portland the other night?
I did. I was, and I texted him and was really happy for him. He just said, "You look like you belong, brother. It's, just keep working at it." And I said that. I said, "You look like a ball mover out there. What's going on?" It's a little different talent level. He's finding guys for shots. So no, he's tickled. I think he's in a great organization. I think those guys have taken him under his wing. I asked him. I said, "What do they call you?" Because I know they don't call him CJ. And they already got to see. It's kind of with our DJ situation. So he said they just call me Rook. They just call me Rook or Little Tall CJ. It was one or the other. So he's in a good situation. Carmel's looking after him and those things. So that's great. I was really happy.